Good evening and welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for October 27th through November 8th. For the period October 27th to the 31st, this is what the patterns forecast look like. We have a trough here over southwestern or western Canada, over the northwest in the eastern Pacific, and we have a trough here over the northeast and over the western Atlantic, with a trough here with a ridge with above normal heights in the center, but relatively a zonal flow is forecast. We look at the GFS and the other models, they're all forecasting a zonal flow. A pull an extratropical low associated with current Pacific tropical storm Anna, located well to the northwest of Hawaiian Islands. The system is forecast to approach Vancouver Island by Tuesday. An associated will organized heavy wind and wave and precipitation event threat exists for the British Columbia. This will include inland elevation heavy snow potential for the northern Rockies. Looking now at the period for October 30th to November 3rd. And this is what the pattern looks like. Basically, they're still continuing the trend of a zone of flow. We still have our ridge here. Our trough still hangs on here in the northeast and also over western Canada in the northwest. It's still a zone of flow, and we go through time. This is for now, we're on the 31st, and it doesn't really change as we go through the models. One thing I want to note, the GFS. As it becomes very amplified with the trough here in the east, a ridge here starting to pump up in the middle of the country, and we have a deep trough off the west coast, northwest coast, and western Canada. Now, during this time, the PNA is forecast to be negative, and the NAO is forecast to be positive, and this should keep the trough here in the west during this time. Now, during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures for much of the country, except near normal here, and for the East Coast states. And for precipitation, I'm forecasting above normal precipitation for the northwest and below normal precipitation from the plains to the Atlantic coast. Now, for the period for November 4th to the 8th. Here we are on the 4th. This is the GFS, and you can still see that there is still a trough covering eastern Canada in the northeast, and we still have our persistent trough in a ridge. The GFS ensembles still has a trough in the east, and we have our fairly deep trough here off the west coast and our ridge over the west. Now, there's not much change in the isolation indexes, so I think the pattern is going to look more like this. Okay, so during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here, near normal across the northern U.S., and for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation for the southern Rockies and southern plains, and above normal precipitation for the northwest. Now, one thing to note, I was looking at the pattern later on beyond this time point, and I think there's going to be a change developing here because the models are having a trough here in the west. This is like this November 9th, 10th. So it's just a thing to watch. I'm going to see if this verifies. So this is the long. This has been the long range weather forecast discussion for October 27th to November 8th. Thank you for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.